Hello, this is Branch Warren, IFBB Pro and MD, Team MD athlete. I'm going to take you through my last delt workout and discuss a little bit of what it takes to go through, get ready for a competition. And unless you've actually trained and dieted for a bodybuilding competition, it's very hard to relate. You can try to explain to someone all day long, and they really can't comprehend it. It's one of those intangible things that you just have to experience to really comprehend and grasp. When your body fat gets down 3-4%, your body goes through a lot of physiological changes. It's very hard to sleep at night, at least it is for me. I probably average 4.5-5 hours of sleep maximum a night. You're constantly hungry. When your body, those last few weeks, it's kind of hard to function sometimes, because you're, especially if you're depleting and, you don't have body fat for energy. You're not, even though I eat a lot of carbohydrates, you don't have any body fat, and you're training and exercising so much that you really just don't have enough carbs for energy, so it becomes very hard to function. You're very lethargic, but you can't sleep. So you lay on the couch and you're totally exhausted, but you don't want to get up and move. It's so bad at night that by the end of the day, I'm laying on the couch watching the news or TV or some movie or something. I don't feel like walking up the stairs to go to bed, so I just stay on the couch. So it's crazy. Unless everyone who's gotten ready for competition knows what I'm talking about. People that they cracks me up how they think they want to criticize somebody for being off a little bit or this or that. So that's usually the people that's never competed. So until you've done this, you really can't judge someone, or you really shouldn't criticize somebody, because till you experience it and really get in good shape and really get your body fat down low, it's a whole nother level, whole nother world. The worst thing about, I think, being on a diet is, for me, is just not having energy usually. You just get tired of being tired. As far as cravings, when I was younger, I used to crave a lot of stuff. I really don't crave food anymore. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now. So, several years back, I finally, told myself, why should I be miserable and make everyone else around me miserable? I choose to do this. This is what I worked so hard to achieve and to get to. So I just accept it is what it is, And basically 6 months of the year I'm on a diet, 6 months I'm not on a diet. So, 3 months prep for each show that I do, 2 shows a year. So it's, I really don't crave anything anymore. I could eat contest food year round. It's just as long as I eat enough carbohydrates to, to feel good. Which on George's diet, I feel really good up until the last week or two, when we have to cut back a little bit to, get down. So it's, as far as cravings go, I can't say I crave stuff. I don't have a sweet tooth, never have. There's so much more that goes into competition prep than just working out. Everyone sees me in the gym, training like a maniac and going off. But in reality, that's only about 25% of the total effort that's required to get ready for competition. Time you figure the nutrition, which is 24/7. You've got cardio every day. And then you have other things that people don't think about, like posing. I practice my posing every day, the last 6 weeks before competition. I'm doing 45 minutes from 9:30 to 10:15 every morning. I have a posing coach, Sheila Brown. She comes and either to the house or I meet her at the gym, and we just pose. I practice all my mandatories. I practice my routine, and I don't stop until I'm standing in a puddle of sweat. But, I think at the Olympia, it showed when I was posing, when everyone else was bent over, sucking air, having to catch their breath, I was still hitting shots. It was easy for me because I practiced so hard with my posing that the competition day, it's not that hard. It's easy, So I make sure I do way more, and I make the posing and the practice so much more difficult than it will be on the competition day that, it's easy. I can stand up there and hold my shots, not shake, not gasp for air, not cramp up, and this is called being professional. Everything that I'm in control of, I'm going to be in control of. There was past champions such as Dorian Yates and guys like that I think they did the same thing. And, so I'm not going to give anyone, neither Dover for anyone, have an advantage on me. Now, I work with Sheila Brown. I started working with her last year for the Olympia. And it was, my posing was something that needed to improve. When I was younger, teenager, I had a posing coach. And he no longer does it anymore, but around here, he worked with a lot of the young guys, up-and-coming girls in the area when I was in my teenage years. And I used to practice, every day with it almost. And it really worked. And I told Trish, getting her for this Olympia, it's like, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to do everything the way I used to do it. And I went back to the way I used to do it. And I tracked Sheila down. And she helps a lot of the guys around here, helps a lot of other pros. And we work every day, and it's really been very beneficial. And my posing has improved, and overall presentation has improved. I also want to say, I think there's a difference between being a great poser and a great entertainer. There's people in this sport that are awesome entertainers, but they're terrible posers. And the same thing goes that there's people that are very good posers, but not such good entertainers. And I think there's two totally different things. Very seldom do we have someone who, like a Vince Taylor, who is a good poser and a good entertainer. That's a rare combination. And I think the people misuse the word great poser, get it confused with being a great entertainer. I think those are two different things. Bodybuilding was founded on, it's a physique competition. And I think that as of this year, they quit judging, the night show posing routine, so they took that out. I don't know if they ever really judged it anyway, because I think it was still, they just judged the physiques or whatever, so there's always some confusion with how that round was scored anyway. So I support that they, took that away, and I think it's better this way. It's that way. It can be it for entertainment. It entertains the crowd. You can contests can get kind of boring if you see the same old every routine, every competitor. So I think it's a good thing, especially for the guys that can really go out and put a show on and just have fun with it. It's kind of a stress-free round. You just go out and do your thing and entertain the crowd. And bodybuilding is a physique competition, not a dance contest. And so I think it's a good decision. I support it, and I think it'll be good for the bodybuilders and for the fans. Growing up, I think the first bodybuilding magazine I opened, it had Lee Haney and Rich Gaspari in it, and that's the first time I didn't know a man could look like that. And growing up in the country on a farm, so I was pretty impressed with it. I never seen somebody. I didn't think somebody could look like that, so I was very impressed with that at a very young age. It wasn't until I actually moved to outside of Fort Worth that I actually was able to go to a gym, and I met a bodybuilder. And growing up when I was very young, Rich Gaspari was a huge inspiration to me. I remember watching things on TV. I think it was Discovery Channel or something that Rich Gaspari was in. I think Lee Haney, some guys were in, and that was very, very motivational and inspiring to me, especially since I just started lifting weights and started working out. And then Dorian came along, and Dorian was a huge influence on me because I related to him. I related to how he trained because, coming up at Metroflex, man, very similar mentality and very similar attitude towards training and working and everything. I didn't, that's the only thing I knew was Metroflex and, that kind of hardcore, heavy training, that kind of intensity. And I thought that's how everybody did it. And as I got out and about, I realized most people didn't train like that. And then here he is, the champion of the world. He did train like that. So that kind of reinforced, all right, I'm doing this the right way. And then a few years later, Ronnie won the Mr. Olympia. And that even reinforced it even more that I was doing it the right way. And so I knew if I believed in myself that if I continued on this path, I could get there too. And, I admired Dorian because, not so much for his physique, just because his work ethic and attitude and his, he won not because he was the most genetically gifted or because he was had this aesthetic, pretty physique. He won because he outworked everyone. And he wouldn't let them beat him in the gym. And he did his homework, his diet, nutrition, posing. And he was more complete than everyone there. And he didn't leave the door for anybody to slip past him. So, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from watching him, guys like Rich Gaspari. And so I think those are the two biggest influences on me. Of course, Arnold was always a big influence, but not near as much as the other two. Training in the same gym as Ronnie trained in, and having Brian, train me and stuff. He trained Barani and all that early on. He just reinforced that I was on the right path. I did the same type of workouts, lifted the same weights, everything, and that he was doing, and so it just reinforced that I was doing it right. I think there's a lot of young guys out there that they kind of question whether they're on the right training program, if they're training correctly, doing all that. I never questioned that. I knew I was on the right place. I knew I was doing the right type of workouts. I had the right structure, with my workouts and nutrition and everything, and I was on the right path. And, consequently, I was winning competitions. I didn't lose a competition until I got, I think, the national level or whatever in my early 20s. So, I knew I was on the right path, and I knew if I kept with it, I could eventually achieve my ultimate goal. So seeing Ronnie, win the Mr. Olympia and continue to win the Mr. Olympia, it just reinforced what I was doing was right. And I knew you just stay the course, man. Bodybuilding's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think that's something these young guys, everybody's looking for a quick, easy way. There ain't no easy way. It's just years and years of hard work.